I was working in change management, and it was all about, people change. It was behavior change, and the green belt appealed because there was going to be lots of piloting, lots of testing, and actually I didn't really know how to work through a process improvement. So it was to go on to try and learn the knowledge, learn the tools that I could then implement in a real working scenario. Yeah, I think, I mean, frankly, I do everything differently. I think, a few of the things that really resonated is research and measurement, knowing where you are now. I think when people go into, whether it's a job role or whether they go into a new business, whatever sort of challenge they are facing, you're so quick to jump to what you want to change and like the potential solution. And I think the whole purpose of the green belt is to actually let you evaluate and understand where you are now and where the improvements could be. So for me, it's absolutely getting a good sense check of current situation, current circumstances, and then going forward from there. Again, there were probably a couple. So, one, going back to sort of the upfront where you are now, the critical buy-in of a project charter and making it a realistic scope. It's so easy for improvement projects or projects in general to just blow up, so I think to really have sort of a tight project charter, it was like everything from there. It's not going to be plain sailing, it's not going to be easy, but you know what you're working with. The other aha moment is, there's no one way. And it's that, for me, what just lands, and I kind of use it in personal life now, but the plan, do, study, act model. You've got to test, you've got to trial, you've got to see the results and improve, improve, improve. So it's not just sort of a one-way route to make things better. I think it would be, just go in with an open mind, because we know now sort of Zoom and all the different Microsoft Teams, all the tools are kind of there to be used. I was really impressed with, kind of how PMI set up the course. So, the idea of a virtual classroom, it really was all the tools, everything that you would have in, a face-to-face situation was converted into something digitally. And it just allowed it to be sort of super fluid. You had all the assets that you would have had it been face to face, but you were in the comfort of your own home. And I think the trainers were so, just knowledgeable about using it. It felt so fluid and so easy. I mean, Dennis was our trainer, who is incredible anyway, but makes it, an environment where you feel like, even though it's through a screen, you are there as a team and as a group. So yeah, I'd sort of say be open-minded, because I think you'd be really impressed by how it all comes together. Again, I'd sort of commend Dennis for, intentionally having some personal conversations and trying to get to know each other. And there's always those initial introductory sessions, which I don't think many people enjoy, being put on the spot, but it was allowing for the small talk in between, and it was allowing for chit chat. When you were working on tasks, they were still the group orientated tasks, but being able to go into a breakout room, you were then with a smaller number, so you could have a little bit more dialogue. Yeah, I mean, aside from the evening networking, but we actually had an email trail with our group where we'd just swap a few messages if we needed to. So you've got, if you've got the initiative to do that, it can still work in the same way. Yeah, I think it's just a really valuable sort of way of doing it, because they're intense courses, broken up into 2 weeks. It's an intense week one intense week 2, but you've got the breathing space in between. And I think, the hands-on support that you get, both in session but also out of session, allows you to work through it at your own pace. And I think maybe the virtual element helps that a little bit, because you have to put yourself out there, you have to sort of speak up, whereas face to face, sometimes others, with the virtual environment, you've got to wait your turn a little bit, because if you start speaking over Zoom, it can get a bit conflicted. So I think that allows you to almost absorb what you need to, but still remain involved. So I just think, the whole experience, I had no idea what to expect. I was a little bit unsure because I've only ever done sort of classroom learning, but I just think, for me personally, it was really effective, and I probably got more from it because I learned sort of more online tools that you can use, and just a complete different way of working.